Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Hargrove's math class, where today we will be talking about calculating sales tax. As we move forward, the learning targets for today read as such. I will learn how to calculate sales tax. I will learn how to add sales tax to the original price to determine the total cost. The success criteria, this is what lets you know that you are achieving success in the objective. You will know that you are successful when you can convert a percent to a decimal, when you can multiply the decimal with the original price to determine the sales tax amount, and when you can add the sales tax amount to the original price to determine the total cost. Now, there are some things that you need to make sure that you have done before you jump into this lesson. So before you jump into today's lesson, make sure that you understand how to convert a percent to a decimal. I have included a video in this lesson on how to do that. So it's not in this video, but if you look at what I embedded, you will also see, before you get here, a video on how to convert a percent to a decimal. You're also going to want to make sure that you understand the rules for adding and multiplying numbers with decimals. Again, there's a video that I asked you to review prior to this one that deals directly with that, the rules associated with adding and multiplying numbers with decimals. You got to know those rules in order to be successful today. So what is sales tax? I can go into a lengthy definition, but for today, I just want to keep it simple. Sales tax is an amount that is added to the price of a purchase. So that's the definition that we're going to move forward with today. And we're going to look at the first example. And it reads as such: a hotel costs $158 per night plus 11% sales tax. What is the total cost per night? Okay, so the first thing that I need to do, I need to figure out the tax amount. They gave me the percent, but I need to figure out what the dollar amount is. So what is 11% of $158? What amount of money am I talking about? Well, in order to figure that out, I need to convert 11% into a decimal. And this is why I was telling you to make sure that you watch that video on how to convert a percent to a decimal. But essentially what you're going to do is right at the end of the 11, you're going to put a decimal point there, and then you just want to move it 2 times to the left. So to convert a percent to a decimal, you go to the, you put the decimal at the end of the number, and then you move it over 2 times. So 11 becomes 0.11 or 0.11. Make sure you watch that video because it goes into detail. But then I'm going to do 0.11 times 158. That's going to give me $17.38. That is the amount of the sales tax. So that 11% sales tax, I've now figured out the dollar amount. That is $17.38. The next step is now I'm going to add the sales tax to the original price. So if you noted, the original price was $158. I'm going to add my 2 zeros as placeholders at the end after the decimal. And then I'm going to add that $17.38. And that's going to give me a total of $175.38. So that is the after-tax price of this hotel room. Let's move on to the next example. Now, if you feel like you understand the first example, I would encourage you to try this. Pause the video now and see if you can answer this question on your own, following the same cues that we did in the first example. Example 2 reads as such: you buy a stereo for $387.50. What is your total cost if the sales tax is 7%? Well, we're going to follow the same exact steps we followed in the first example. We're going to find the tax amount. In order to do that, I need to figure out what is 7% of $387.50. I need to convert 7% into a decimal. And again, I'm going to follow the same cues that they mentioned in the video that I referenced, but also that we showed in the first example. I'm going to put a decimal point to the right of the 7, and then I'm going to move it over 2 times to the left. And that's going to leave me with 0.07. So I'm then going to multiply 0.07 times $387.50. And again, it's very important that you reference and understand how to multiply numbers with decimals, which is why I referenced that video to you. And that's going to give me 27.125. But wait a minute, that's not an amount of money, right? 27.125, how much money is that? So since that is not an exact amount of money, I need to round it. I need to round it to the nearest hundredth or to the nearest penny. And how do I do that? Well, I'm going to look at the number that's to the right of the hundreds place, and it's a 5. So any number that is 5 or higher is going to push the number in the hundreds place up. So that 27.125 is going to round to $27.13 as the amount of sales tax. My next step, I'm going to do step 2, which is to add the sales tax to the original price. So if I note the original price, $387.50, I need to add $27.13, and that's going to give me a total of $414.63. So that is the answer to this question. The total cost after sales tax is $414.63. Now, we are at the point where we want you to try this on your own. So I'm going to read it. Sally bought a sofa for $454. The sales tax is 8%. Find the total cost of the sofa. At this point, I want you to pause the video and see if you can follow the steps that we outlined to figure out the total cost of the sofa. But the first step is I need to find the tax amount. So what is 8% or $454? Well, to figure that out, I need to convert 8% into a decimal. So if I put a decimal at the end of the 8 and then I move it over 2 times to the left, that's going to give me 0.08. Multiply that by 450, that's going to give me $36.32 as the amount of the sales tax. Step 2, add the sales tax to the original price. So original price was $454, and I'm going to add $36.32 to that, and that's going to give me a total of $490.32. Now, we have practiced this concept. You've seen it. So we're now at that point where I want you to try it on your own. I'm going to give you some examples, and I want you to work through those examples following the cues that we showed you here. Thank you for listening. Look forward to talking with you again. Have a good day.